What's going on, Omnibuddies? Mitch here, and today we have a video that has been a long time coming. It's been more than months in the making. It's been years in the making. It is my Omnibuddy library tour, and this is the first one I've ever done. I started with an Ikea Hemnes over in the corner here, and it's a great shelf. Loved that shelf. Super strong, super sturdy, but it didn't hold everything, and I ended up with having two 3x3s and a 2x2 up in my closet upstairs, and just filling those shelves up, and it was just a mess and everywhere. And then, like a lot of people during this pandemic, hopefully we're at the tail end of it, never know, but I don't think we're ever going to be. Anyways, I picked up new collecting hobbies, and one of those was collecting Funko Pops. I never thought of myself as someone who would get into that, but found a couple that I really liked, and of course, being a collector I am, got sucked in. So with that, and with picking up new collecting habits or hobbies and new types of collections, and my library growing, my wife and I sat down and we had a great talk, frank, open, actually multiple talks about what my goals were for the Omnibuddy channel and what my purpose was with collecting things. And together we came up with a great compromise of basically giving up vast majority of my other collections and narrowing it down in focus to just my comic book library, so I could concentrate. And as a creative myself, a lot of times people say, oh, you need complete freedom for creativity. Well, as a creative person, I consider myself a relatively creative person. I believe that constraint actually breeds creativity, because when you're having to work within the bounds of a box or the bounds of just so many shelves, you really have to work hard at being creative in what you're going to buy, what you're going to get rid of, how you're going to move things around and all that. So with that, my wife and I talked, and we came up with I could expand my library. And I'll go into a little bit more of this in another video about building my library and really the ins and outs of it. Going to Ikea, making the decisions on which shelves I'm going to do, reinforcing kind of the method behind it. But in this room, it's an office, it's my library, but most of all, it's a playroom for my 3 kids. And they're, if you've watched some of the other videos, you may have seen them in there, but they're 3, 5, and 7, and so they have a ton of fun toys and great toys. We try and keep it to a minimum too, but it's kids, they get a lot of stuff. So under these books is actually some great shelving for the kids to be able to put their stuff away and easily get it out of the way, out of the room, clean it all up, make it into a functional office, make it into a functional library, into a place I can record, into a place we can have people over and not have just mess everywhere. So with that, I have now gotten 4 Ikea Havsta's bookshelves, and they are great all pine bookshelves. I'm going to be doing a little bit more reinforcing to the shelves just to be safe, but they're great shelves. Love them. I've done a little bit of modification to the peg holes and all that to make them fit my absolutes and library editions and omnibus and the smaller deluxes and mangas, but I'm excited, and it's still a work in progress. I'm getting there. I'm honing it all in, but I have very exciting shelves in my mind. I love how they look, and I love, for the most part, my organization behind it. Some people don't like how I organize my books, but I do a little bit by publisher and creator, and really a lot by aesthetics, because I want my shelves to look good. They're in a very high trafficked area, so when people look at them, I want them to say, oh, that looks cool, and them not to be ugly or be like, oh, that's a lot of comic books, but to actually be drawn in and for it to be a conversation starter and a cool conversation piece, which it's basically what it's become, and it's been great. So I'm not going to hold it up anymore. let's get to the long part of this video where we look in depth at my shelves. All right, here is the library tour. To start things off, you can see we have 4 Havstas. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. They come in a top unit and a bottom unit, and the bottom units are separate, so I have them tethered to the wall. These are for all the kids' toys. And we have a nice reading chair over here that we're going to pull out of the way. And we're going to start over here with my favorite section. The currently Terry Moore, the Mole Suit Gundam, Mole Suit Gundam, the Origin. We have Berserk. Well, we'll just start off at the top. We'll give you a little bit of a backup so you can see everything, and you can probably get a good idea why this is one of my favorite shelves. So we'll start off with Mobile Suit Gundam, the volumes 1 through 12 deluxes, which I am about a quarter way through. I just finished volume 4 about a month ago, and it's awesome so far. Totally different from what I expected, but I'm loving it. Up here we have not slabs, but we have some Usagi books that I absolutely love. If you've watched my videos where I gotten those, love those. And then we have Terry Moore section right here, and I believe this is the reading order. So we have Strangers in Paradise hardcover, Rachel Rising Black Edition. That's a limited edition, signed numbered hardcover, signed hardcover of Echo, signed numbered of Motor Girl. We have the hardcover of 25 Years Later, Ever, and Terry Moore How to Draw. So those are basically all the hardcovers that are available through Terry Moore. Not really any of his drawing, his sketchbooks or anything like that, but I did pick up How to Draw just because, you know, fear of missing out, and I love Terry Moore and want to support him. Moving down, so it kind of starts up there, goes to some manga, and then we continue to move down to Berserk, 1 through 7 currently, 8 as of making this video. Deluxe edition is about to come out, so I will need to be picking that up soon. You can see I've read 1 through 5, absolutely loving this series. I tend to binge it, so I wait for 2 to 3 hardcovers to come out, and then I start reading it. Blade of the Immortal, I've read volume 1, and absolutely adored it. Volume 2 has been out for a while, I just haven't gotten to it yet. Volume 3, again, is making of this video, I think just came out this week, or it comes out tomorrow, really. Filming this on a Tuesday night, and I think it comes out tomorrow on Wednesday. Battle Angel Alita, loved that series. I really, really want to get into maybe reading some of the other additional series. I know they have some graphic novels of her time on Mars and things like that. So really excited. I need to get into that too. It's just shelf space and time because they're cheap, so it's not even really about money. Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind, amazing, incredible series. Loved it. I cannot wait to reread this. The ending was crazy, and I want to reread it again. I need to talk to some people about this too, but loved that series. Moving down, we have Mouse Guard by David Peterson. Just picked up this series. I've read volume 1, and it is amazing. Love the art. Love David Peterson's art style. He's been doing a lot of covers for Usagi. Hey, there's Usagi. But incredible. I cannot wait to pick up the next books in the series. And apparently this is the reading order, with Winter actually coming after the Legends of the Guard I guess these are backwards right now. So I guess I have the order messed up. I gotta go through this again. What in the world? Anyways, I know that the order of these books as they're printed on here is not correct. They did something kind of wonky with it. Just picked up this guy on Free Comic Book Day, and speaking of Free Comic Book Days, here's the 2 Mouse Guard Free Comic Book Days. And here is the creme de la creme of my collection. We're getting right to it. Usagi Yojimbo, about the best character out there. Miyamoto Usagi. Been going for like just over 35 years now. We have the limited edition hardcovers from Fantagraphics. This is the order actually, except for Legends actually goes between 8 and 9, but I'm not going to break up the thing for that. So like I said, some of my stuff isn't necessarily chronological or even, by publisher, but sometimes it's with aesthetics too. So I know these are getting reprinted with the actual red spine. That's the trade paperback edition version, but they're going to be hardcovers like this limited edition. So that's cool. If you're wanting to get into the series, now is the time with the Netflix series coming up. They did the reprint of Volume 1. I was blessed to be able to get a copy of that. And then I was somehow able to pick up 2 through 8 for super cheap. I paid $400 for Volume 1, but altogether it was still undercover for the whole series, which is amazing. So I kind of worked out, well, I paid $400 for that, but I only paid way less for all those. And then I was able to get extra copy of Volume 1 because I absolutely needed it, because I'm a collector, and then picked up Volume 9 and Legends as they came out. Here is the hardcover signed numbered edition from IDW. That comes directly after Volume 9 when IDW got it. And then I have just an extra hardcover of TMNT and all the TMNT stuff here. And Chibi Usagi back here, which my daughter loves, and I love reading that with her. Here we have my Magnolaverse, BPRD, Witchfinder, Baltimore, all that good stuff down here. You can see I'm reading Volume 2, so I just have the dust jacket in here right now. I believe this is the full reading order in order. I think I gotta move a couple of those guys into here. I just haven't been able to do that yet, but this is basically the full reading order. So BPRD 1 through 4, Hell on Earth 1 through 5. We got 1946 through 8, 52 through 54, all 3 Abe Sapiens, Witchfinders, which I absolutely loved. Witchfinder, holy cow, it is so good. It's within continuity, but it's not really that affected. Nothing's really affected by it, or it doesn't really affect anything else. So you can read it, and they're pretty easy to get. Same for Baltimore. I haven't been able to read Baltimore yet, but Witchfinder has been amazing. But I've read all the way through it, and I'm on 2, and I am loving this ride so far. And I have Amazing Screw-On Head and Other Curious Objects ready to go all the way through. So that is the first shelf, the first case. And while the glass doors help keep the kids out of there, they also keep the dust out, which is just amazing. So we're gonna open up this next cabinet. We have, I'll step back so you can see the full thing. And we'll start off with Black Sad, which just got tonight. I just shot an unboxing video right before this. So I'm very excited to read that. We have some Star Wars, Dr. Aphra, Kanan and Han Solo oversized hardcovers. We have some Ollie's books up here from Ollie's that I was able to pick up pretty cheap. We have TMNT 20. What was it? What was this one? Issue number 20 or 21 that they did a deluxe of, which has some really great stuff in it. And this is the book that got me into collecting. My buddy knew I loved Ninja Turtles, and I was reading single issues and collecting it single issues wise. And he said, there is a great deal on a Facebook group for a TMNT book that I think you'd really love. So I joined the group, bought it, and then I bought these 2 Daredevils by Miller. And then I bought all 5 Captain Americas. So that was my origin in this shelf. So great series. Secret History of the Foot Clan is by far my favorite part of all the TMNT continuity so far. So love having that in a beautiful artist slipcase edition, or work print edition. We have the other artist edition grass cutter by Usagi Jimbo and Stan Sakai. So this was actually my first hardcover of Usagi, and it came out and I was like, I need to get the rest of it. And then I picked up the rest of all the hardcovers. All kind of happened really quickly and worked out. So here we have Captain America by Brubaker, 1 through 5, volumes 1 through 5. This is the DM variant I actually had printed, so these are all actually matte finish. If you can see, this is regular dust jackets that have that Marvel dust jackets that's a little bit glossier. These I printed myself on a big plotter printer, so they're all matte because I couldn't print in gloss, but it was free, so there we go. The wonderful Kevin Sason redid this DM variant for me, and then we put together variants that match the white all the way through, which are just amazing. Absolutely love them. So cool. If you follow me on Instagram, Omnibuddy, I don't know if I've posted all these, but I'll start posting them. So if you want to see a lot of my dust jackets and things like that, that is the place for it. Let's see, do this last one. There we go. Captain America, Return of the Winter Soldier. That was such a great series. Secret Warriors, not Secret Wars. Right there. And then we have Hick Avengers, volumes 1 and 2. And we have Wolverine by Millar, which just awesome. That's got Old Man Logan in it. Love it. Just got this, so I'm going to have to start reading it. I've been waiting, anticipating the reprint of Ultimate Spider-Man, and it has been solicited and it's coming out. So I cannot wait to get that, and hopefully they continue through, and then I can start and they do Death, and I can just continue through X-Force. I have not opened this one yet, but I've read the whole series, as it was the first comics really I ever read by my buddy Sam, who got me into this, and I read it all in trade paperback, so it's got a very sentimental space in my heart, and absolutely love that series. Mortal Iron Fist, so good. So good. Really want to read volume 2, which is not by Brubaker, and supposedly isn't as great, but still need to get on to Alias, always classic. These are also custom dust jackets, so they're the matte finish. As you can see, this is glossy and these are matte. It's Daredevil. What else can you say? Black Bolt. This art blew me away. Just outstanding series. Made me love Black Bolt as a character. One of my favorite mutant, inhuman type characters there is now. Doctor Strange, The Oath, incredible book, super cheap. Don't pass it up. House of X, haven't gotten to read it yet. It's kind of my first dabble into mutants and X-Men books. As you'll see, I don't have a lot of X-Men, or really any X-Men besides, I think, really that. Just because I can't let myself get into it. As a collector, I'm going to have to go for everything, and I don't have that space. We got Thor, the Mighty Thor. So good, really savoring this series. You can see I'm about halfway through, and so incredible. Such an incredible story. It's, I think, Silver Age is what it is. So it's really thick and wordy, but amazing. And Beta Ray Bill's in there, and just, he's one of my favorite Marvel characters of all time. Then we have my next, I just finally finished completing this series and putting it together, so now I can start reading it. Very excited, now that we have the Infinity Gauntlet, all that got reprinted, and now we got all this. I can start reading this because I love Marvel's Cosmic. These 5 books were some of my favorite reading of all time. It took me forever to get through, but loved it. So I cannot wait to now go back and read the Infinity Gauntlet and Thanos origin and all of that, and really get that backstory. War of the Realms picked that up because Jason Aaron's Thor, God of Thunder, is unbelievable, and one of my first single issue books I started picking up from Marvel, and picked this up in anticipation of the finally solicited Thor God of Thunder omnibus. So I'll pick that up and I can finally finish the series. Star Wars by Aaron and Darth Vader by Gillen. Outstanding series. Not totally finished with it yet, but working through it. I read books I'm all over the place with reading books. I'm like halfway through every book I own, it seems like. Well, here's a book I haven't read yet. Lady Killers. I need to change that. I'm an idiot. I need to finish this, or start it and complete it. I did complete the complete Gail Simone Red Sonja omnibus, and that was unbelievable. So good. So good. Do not sleep on that book. And now they actually have the signed edition that you can pick up of this. This is not the signed edition. And this book, one of two books that I nearly cried on. I do not cry. I nearly cried on this, reading this book. Heartbreaking, and especially when I had just read or just had some real life stuff go on, like what this book deals with. So it's really hard to find. I searched for well over a year before I could find one in good condition that wasn't all torn up, and finally got that. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers we have here. Amazing series. I wasn't really into the show as a kid. I watched it here and there, but read the first three. They're really good. Just so fun. Cannot wait to read Beyond the Grid. I've heard it kind of dips in quality, but we'll see. So this might be my last Mighty Morphin Power Rangers book, but never know. We've got Boom's Claws. So yeah, we got kind of some Boom section here. We got Claws. And these are, I reread these. Well, I just got this one last year because it just came out. But I reread at least volume 1 every year around Christmas time. And it is just so fun. I take it with me when we go up to the mountains for our yearly family trip. And my nieces and my brother-in-law and my stepbrother and I all read it. So it's such a great series. It's got this beautiful foil. I think the other two do too. Yeah, they all got foil. So awesome. Here is the signed edition of Monster. I am, like I said, halfway through it because that's my MO. And I have to take a break from this one because it's heavy and it's hard to read because it's a great story. The art is amazing, and just the lines in it, and it's black and white, but it's so good, but it's just so heavy. So I got to take it in time, take it in spurts. Bjorn by Ben Bender. This man is the next Watterson. This is Calvin and Hobbes for this next generation, and the presentation is beautiful. It looks like Calvin and Hobbes. It's Hagar the Horrible, all that kind of stuff brought to life now. It's so good. It's such a great, fun story. Can't wait to read that with my kids soon. I've been getting really into Magnetic Press's line. Paris 2119 was a great, I kind of call it a spec story because it's so short. Cool concept. Not totally fleshed out, but awesome. Astro Pan. Loved Astro Pan. This is the Kickstarter Peach Momoko cover. Really good story. Wakomo, same thing. It's the Kickstarter exclusive cover. Loved that story. Just got Brindle in, so I haven't read it yet. But this is also the Kickstarter edition. It's got that beautiful foil on there. Can't wait to read that. Then we have the Akira box set, which I loved. This was, I think it was one of the first mangas I ever read and got. It's such a great series. Doesn't really open super well in here, but that is the box set, the complete hardcover box set. So good. Got this along with Superman for Tomorrow Absolute from an Ollie's deal, so that was awesome to get. Yeah, so that's that shelf. Love the Marvel comic shelf. I like the look. You can see how I kind of do it aesthetic wise, height and color and all that. So that is shelf 2, case 2. We're 20 minutes in. Sorry, but this is a long video. So get some popcorn. Here is shelf 3 right here, which is, I keep calling them all my favorites, but they kind of are. We have just some cool Ninja Turtle peg people my wife painted for me, which just love them. They're so cute and they're so awesome. So she did that for my birthday. Old school camera, because I do a lot of videography for my real life career. We have the Eternaut, which halfway through again. Really digging it, but I had to stop because it was a little too heavy for me, because I started reading it last fall when there was tons of wildfires here in the Pacific Northwest, and it's all about this weird ash snow stuff that's killing people, and outside we weren't allowed to go outside because the air quality was so bad and the entire place was just neon orange because of the wildfires and smoke. So I just had to put it down and haven't been able to pick it up again. The Massive and the Ninth Wave, great series, loved it. Ending was a little weird, but still really liked it and enjoyed it. And those are super cheap library editions for how big they are. The art's super cool. We'll just move down. Royal City. So this is kind of my Lemire section. Have not gotten to read Royal City yet. Really looking forward to it, kind of waiting for a good time to do it. Good moment. 80 After Death. Was not expecting that series to be like that. It was almost more of a prose book than a graphic novel, but awesome. Trillium. Really great series. Loved it. Joker. Have not gotten to read it yet, but it's Lemire, so I had to pick it up. Sweet Tooth. So good. So good. Need to actually watch the Netflix series now, but loved it. Kind of grim. Cannot wait to read the continuation that Lemire is doing right now. Underwater Welder. This hit me hard. Probably I said 2 books that have almost made me cry. This book, I guess, would be one of the third books that almost made me cry. Unbelievable, especially as a dad. Frog Catchers, another great book. Have not been able to read Nobody or Berserker yet. Roughneck was super fun. Essex County, one of my all-time favorite books. This is the 1 in 500 slipcase edition, and it was a gift, a surprise gift. Treasure that book. Bone, about halfway through, and absolutely loving it. Shooters, I have 2 copies because my local comic shop, Gabby's Olympic Cards and Comics, is owned by Gabby Shepard and Eric Trotman. So he wrote this book, and it's awesome. And I went to a used bookstore and found a signed copy to someone. I think it was a Jacob or something like that. So I don't know why he would get rid of it, but I decided to pick it up because it was a couple bucks, and I was like, deals with some pretty heavy subjects like PTSD in the military and all that kind of stuff. So I figured I could always give it to a friend or hook someone up. So there it is. This was tossed in from a purchase I made a while back, so I haven't gotten around to it. I've heard good things about it, but I have not been able to read it. Darkness, just picked that up a little while ago, so I haven't dug into that. Darkness Volume 2, the Kickstarter I think just ended, so Volume 2 of this will probably hit stores soon. Really excited to read some like 90s crazy stuff, crazy violent stuff. Curse Words, absolutely loved it. This was the Kickstarter. Loved it. So fun, so crazy. And even crazier story in how they got this thing printed and distributed. But yeah, Weapon Brown, started it, haven't been able to finish it yet, but yeah, it's awesome. Jason Youngbluth, I think is it's kind of a gritty post-apocalyptic Charlie Brown. We got Paramos and Morton Cylinder. Martin Cinder, sorry. Really need to just read these series after I finish Eat or Not and just kind of do that whole line. Castle in the Stars, absolutely wonderful series. I believe it's a French artist and writer, so it takes a while for it to come to America and be translated. It is gorgeous. The watercolors and the story is so fun, very steampunky, really cool story. I am now almost prepared for my Shane Phillips and Ed Brubaker readathon. As you can see, I haven't read most of this. This is a shame, pile of shame. Just found these books a couple months ago, and this was thrown in with another sale too, so really want to read these books. This is kind of my image shelf. Revival's been good. I need to get back and finish this. I tend to take it with me when I go visit my mom in Wisconsin because it takes place near my hometown in Wisconsin. Saga, some of my all-time favorite series, and this is the other book right here, the end of volume 3. That almost made me cry as a father. Here's some Greg Rucka goodness, which you can see 1 and 2 are out of wrap, 3 is not, so there's classic me. But really good storytelling and phenomenal world building. Descender 1 and 2, Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. Can't go wrong. Such a good series. Cannot wait for Ascender to be printed so I can continue the series. And here is a bunch of books that I need to read. Fatal, Fade Out, Incognito, and Criminal and Cruel Summer. These ones I all need to read right here. So huge pile of shame right here, but had to wait a long time for those to all finally come out because 3 got solicited, and then finally the reprints of these came out, so I was finally able to get them all. And then also at the same time I was trying to get these 3, I came across these 4 books too. So Velvet, Kill or Be Killed, Postal, all 3 of these books are just insane. Absolutely loved them. Very cool spy thriller, very cool look into psychology and just one guy's brain that's broken. Postal, one guy's brain that's just different. It's super cool storytelling in these 3 books. Invincible 10 and 12, because down here we have 1, 2, 3, the whole series. And I've read 1 and 2, and after I finish BPRD, Hell on Earth Volume 2, I'll probably jump into Invincible Volume 3, because this series is amazing. So good, so different from what I was expecting. And then TMNT, one of my all-time favorites right here. Just got 13 in, so I'm going to read 12 and 13 and get myself caught up. Loving it. Cannot wait to get to issue 100. I think 13 goes up to 100 or 99, something like that. But there we are. And then we have the classic TMNT in black and white. The Works editions, I believe, are the ones in color. But these are the OG Mirage, which reprinted by IDW. Awesome stuff. Awesome TMNT. And that is a look at case 3. Get it in focus. Right there. And now we will get to the final one. Case 4. Get you to look real quick. Here we have Fear Agent. Well, Breath of Bones, I guess, up here. Breath of Bones. Really good stuff. Recommended by good friend, good buddy, Just Bragg, the Omni Dog. Cannot go wrong with his recommendations. Breath of Bones was awesome. Really tiny book, really quick read. It was only like $10 or something like that. Super cheap. But it's that library edition size, just super skinny. Awesome. Here's Fear Agent. I need to reread this series because I took a long break between volume 1 and 2, and I was a little confused because I forgot a lot of what happened. But it was really good. Really great ending, so I just need to go back and give it a second go. All in one shot. These are custom DJs for it. That's why you don't recognize them. But those are more Kevin Sason customs and so beautiful. We have And here is a lot of stuff I have not read. So forgive me. Sometimes I have to take a long break from DC because it's so just big and vast in their storytelling. It just gets a little overwhelming sometimes. Planetary, started it, have not finished it yet. Batman New 52, Volume 1 by Snyder. I read it in single issues. Absolutely love it. Same for Batman and Robin. I got a little bit more to read of this, but I'm waiting. I got to pick up Volume 3 of Morrison so I can read these two, and then the third volume, and then jump back into Batman and Robin and really get that full experience. Same with Super Sons. Infinity Crisis, just that classic story. Aquaman, and this is the omnibus that triggered the Infinite Crisis reprint, by the way, because I bought this one beat to hell for $200, and then a week later when it was still shipping to me, guess what was solicited? The reprint after so long. So I'm never going to sell this, I don't think, because I just can't let go of it, because yeah. Aquaman New 52, this made me love Aquaman. It's so great. Loved Swamp Thing New 52, and I got Animal Man and New 52 Animal Man. So I've read the first the story by Snyder of Swamp Thing, so I want to go back, read Animal Man by Grant Morrison, and then read these two as they coincide. Just got this maybe a week or two ago, so really excited to read me some He-Man growing up in the 80s, early 90s. American Vampire, wow, great storytelling, more Snyder, really good story. More Brubaker stuff I gotta finish and do. Punk Rock Jesus, Shane Murphy is a beast, he is so good. Absolutely love this series. That was a great book. I've read this mostly in trades. Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Love that series, love that Batman. So good. So eventually I'll be able to reread it after I catch up on my backlog. Gotham Central, classic. That's so glad this is getting reprinted so more people can read it. I already talked about these two. Flash by Jeff Johns. Need to read these three still. Yes, I know, more pile of shame DC. These are also Kevin Sason custom dust jackets for the original 3 Omnis. And these are all also. So this whole thing is Kevin Sason custom Omnis, so make sure to hit him up if you ever want custom dust jackets. Dude does amazing work. But yeah, so we worked kind of together designing these. These were some of his first ones, his first foray into it, and he killed it. So we have volume 1, 2, and 3 with Blackest Night, Brightest Day, and then this is an actual custom omnibus, Green Lantern Corps, that I got on eBay through Europe, and then got a custom DJ on top of the custom omnibus. Really excited to do this whole run. I've started here, but have not read it yet. Yes, you can see I got all my stuff in, and it's late. I should get to bed soon. Big Damn Sin City. Whew, that was a good series. That was really hard to read, not just because the book is insanely huge, but it's dark, but super good. Tokyo Ghost, wow, that was, wow, just amazing. Amazing story and art and just, oh, come on, stuck in there. There we go. Really good. I got the DM variant of it. Loved it. Love it. Deadly Class Volume 1. Really enjoyed this series. I need to read Volume 2 still. You can see that still got plastic on it. And then we have Avatar: The Last Airbender. I've read The Promise and The Search. Absolutely love them. Went through a little bit of a pickup craze and got the rest of the series, including the 2 Legend of Korra books. So I need to finish up that series too. Can't wait to read this myself, and for my kids who are also obsessed with Avatar: Last Airbender. We have the Mike Mignola sketchbook, quarantine sketchbook, and we also have the full library edition set of Hellboy. this series was so good. And as good as this series is, BPRD and that whole universe is better. But this is just some poetic storytelling at its finest. So make sure to check that out. We also have Silver Surfer Black, still in plastic because I suck at reading everything and need to get to it, but have not. And then we have Mac Smith's Scurry. He does these on Kickstarter, and they are slipcase and so beautiful. His digital painted art is just I have no words. It's gorgeous. The storytelling, following some mice, so kind of mirrored to the other side of this bookcase with mouse guard, and now we have some mice over here in current day, actually in future, post-apocalyptic future, following mice after something has happened to the world. It's awesome. Just read book 3, so good. It wraps up the whole story arc, but it leaves you wanting, not wanting more from the arc, but just wanting to find out more about the world. And supposedly he's got more coming, so very excited to read some more of that. I do have couple trade paperbacks upstairs, couple smaller hardcovers, but this is basically everything that's going to stay here. And that is that. That is the library tour of the 4 Havstas that I have going on right now. All right, so that's a quick look, not really, a quick look at my shelves. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, concerns, let me know. But that's really it. I'm excited for where I've come in the past. I think it's been 5 years since I've started collecting hardcovers. Before that, I had about 3 years, I think, of collecting single issue comics. So I've finally gotten rid of the vast majority of those. And like I said, narrowed it down to this collection. So I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments. Again, remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, do all those things. But yeah, most importantly, comment. And if you're looking to add to your collection, make sure to hit up Organic Price Books. They have a great selection of new books going back a little ways. They're a newer shop, so they don't have the really old books, but they have new books from especially 2021 going forward. JP, the owner of Organic Price Books, packs super well, ships super fast, communicates amazingly, and if you want, you can use code Omnibuddy at checkout for every order for $2 off. So make sure to do that. That's it. Take care, stay safe, stay awesome.